Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Village of Bartlett Committee of the Whole for August 19, 2025. I ask the clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Betterman?
Here.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey? Here. Hopkins?
Here.
Laporte?
Here.
Swansky? Here. President Gunstein?
Here. Takes us to Town Hall. Anybody that would like to address the board regarding the 3 items on the committee tonight, please do so by filling out a form. Laura will, the clerk will call out your name and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less.
Charles Wagner?
I think he
No, that
spoke
was-
at the beginning
That was
with his wife.
the pool guy for the pool. Bob Baccaro.
Good evening. Bob Bucaro, 961 Doral Drive in Bartlett. I'm a 42-year resident. These comments are regarding the residents at Bartlett Station development. You have another opportunity to support a development that will give a boost to the TOD plan and bring people to downtown, and will bring needed apartment residences to the village. The developer for the project has taken a blighted downtown shopping center and made it the thriving Streets of Bartlett shopping center. And he was also instrumental in bringing Aldi to Bartlett. The project would be good for Bartlett. I urge you to work with the developer to make this development a reality. Look at and accept his construction plan and timeline, and let's break ground. Do what is best for Bartlett and his residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Is there anybody else that would like to address the board? Yes, sir.
Again, my name is Mike Liotta. I live in Hanover Park, and I've lived here for 62 years. Seems like you gentlemen have a problem with scooters and e-bikes. And my wife and I go to a Russian Orthodox church in Chicago. Been doing it for 50 years. And what the city of Chicago has done as far as solving the e-bikes and the scooters is that they put up a barrier about 5 to 6 feet from the curb to the street. They set it up so that cars or any other motored vehicle as big as a car can't enter that particular area. In other words, it's only set up for electric bikes, scooters, and people that ride regular bicycles. Now you can see this if you drive down Western Avenue going north along some of the main streets. You'll see how they're set up so that there's markers. The markers are about this tall and they're bolted into the street, and it would take quite a bit of effort from a vehicle to knock these down or get through them. So that might be a suggestion for particular problem they're having with your e-bikes and scooters. And if you've been in the city of Chicago, you'll see e-bikes and scooters all over the place. So they are being used. And it was a matter of the city of Chicago finding a way of making this safe for those people to use those. So it's only a suggestion.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate your input. All right. Anybody else like to address the board? Anybody online?
No, sir.
All right. That'll take us to standing committee reports, building and zoning. Chairman Hopkins.
Thank you, President Gunstein. We have 3 items on our agenda. The first one is 2025-6, AJB Polish Deli. The petitioner is requesting a variation to allow full coverage window signage for AJB Deli located at 879 South Route 59 in Brewster Creek Shopping Center. The zoning ordinance allows up to 25% window coverage. The Planning and Zoning Commission conducted the public hearing at their July 3rd, 2025 meeting and recommended approval of the petitioner's request. This is before us to send to the village board for a final vote. Does anyone have any comments or concerns?
I just, if I did have this correct, I think that this, the ordinance requesting 25% window coverage, if I have this correct, I think that dates back to the late 70s. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Right. How do you like that? I wasn't here at that time, but it was close.
The 1978 ordinance, to be exact.
I was going to say 79, so.
1878 ordinance?
And, you know, with that ordinance being that age, I think that it's something that we really kind of have to look at. And it's not that we have to change the ordinance, but I was intrigued with the fact that they asked for a variance to that. And we could do something like a special use rather than call it a variance. I don't know which way we'd want to go, but with the age of that ordinance and trying to promote business here in the village, I think it's something that we seriously have to take a look at.
Well,
If I'm not mistaken, the windows are already painted, correct?
Correct, they already have the
They
filter.
have been painted for 10 years or
They have
somewhat
been
less?
painted for a while, yes. This is
Wow.
the first business that has come through the process
Okay.
to try to bring themselves into conformance.
Okay.
well, I appreciate them doing that. So that should be one of the, set the standard, at least until the ordinance is looked at, that, you know, if somebody's going to do it, they can come before the Planning and Zoning Board first, so.
All right, so we'll send this on to the village board for a vote. And if Ray wants to amend it, he can bring it up under new business.
Okay.
All right, our second item is 2024-18 Kiddie Academy. The petitioner is requesting a preliminary and final plat of subdivision for the northwest corner of Fairfax Lane and Army Trail Road. The petitioner is also requesting a site plan approval, a variation to allow parking in the setbacks, and a special use permit for heights to allow the construction of a Kiddie Academy daycare facility on Lot 1. The petitioner intends to market Lot 2 for future development. Stormwater detention is provided on Lot 3 for both Lot 1 and 2. The Planning and Zoning Commission conducted the public hearing at their August 7th, 2025 meeting and recommended approval of the petitioner's request. Is there any comments from the committee?
We had a additional traffic study, or at least we had something in relation to Hawk Hollow, right, for the, do we have an officer out there during the first couple days of school? Close by, not right at this location, but is there anything updated from either one of those?
Through the first few weeks of our school, we should be able to have data post our school safety plan.
Okay.
Yep.
It seemed like the biggest concern was traffic, so.
Right, and I do want to say that as part of the resurfacing project that's going on right now on Fairfax, they are painting bike lanes. So Fairfax Lane didn't previously have any sort of markings. There will be a yellow center line and then 2 4-foot bike lanes painted as well, which does have a traffic calming effect.
Great.
Any other comments from staff?
No?
Anything?
I think it looks great.
All right, we'll send this on to the village board for a final vote. Next is the residents at Bartlett Station, ordinance 2021, which means that this was approved in 2021-74, granted a special use permit and plan approval for residents of Bartlett Station plan unit development. In July 2024, the village board granted a 1-year extension requiring the construction of the first floor above grade must begin by July 16th, 2025, or the village board would have the ability to revoke the PUD approval. Construction did not start on the project, and while the PUD approvals have lapsed, the formal nullification of the approvals must be confirmed by ordinance adopted by the village board. With that, does anyone have any comments from the committee?
This is going to go before us for a vote, right?
Yep, at the next village board meeting if we send it there.
Unless you have
Is
reason
the,
to take it off there, so.
Oh, I have no reason to take it off.
Okay.
is the petitioner here to request the extension of
They
the,
are not here. They are not here.
you're not? Thank you, I
believe
didn't think so, but
They submitted a letter, I think, that was included in the packet.
Let us know, that's fine.
I would have asked staff prior to this, but maybe just like off the top of your head, if you could kind of go over all the incentives we've given this developer to build back in 2021? I mean, we can start by just saying that the property was appraised at, I think, $900,000, and we closed at
100?
$100,000. So, I mean, an $800,000 incentive to purchase this property right off the bat, and that doesn't even include all the other incentives that we've piled on. But if you have,
Some of the incentives would be at the time of building permit with reduced building permit fees, so those had not been collected. That was part of the development agreement. That was all negotiated as part of the purchase and sale with that as well, which was amended several times as the plans changed during the years.
yeah.
Has he had any contact with you regarding what his potential plans may be? Would he be satisfied if we gave him an extension for a year? Would that change the situation at all?
I can't speculate onto that. He did not submit any plans for review in the past year.
If I remember correctly, that was kind of like the reason we extended it last year, because it was ready to go.
Right.
And wasn't it, Village owned the property, and he had to have a mortgage to then own it. So where's that mortgage through?
There's nothing new from the petitioner from the last time we discussed this. Kurt?
The mortgage was recorded by, an entity that he's associated with, but, it's only a mortgage. There's nothing that would require him to move forward. It's our ordinances that put those deadlines in place, not the mortgage.
I would just like to say that we gave a lot of opportunity to help get this built, and the contract was written by the petitioner. We agreed to everything, and everything kept changing. So I would say it expired, and it wasn't on us that it expired.
Are we going to reacquire that property now?
So just so we're clear, we're actually not voting on anything relating to the development agreement here. This is only the zoning approvals. They're
He'd have to
tied
start
together. They're tied together, yes. They're tied together, but they are separate. So this would revoke the zoning approvals. If he did want to proceed with the development, the zoning process would have to start from square one all over again.
And how long would that take for him?
Depending on how long that, if his plans change, that could take a while to go through plan review. But at the very least, 90 days probably to make it through hearings, if not longer. If there's plan changes, much longer. Yeah.
Any other
If they
questions?
were interested in moving forward, they would be here, wouldn't they?
Unless if they wanted to develop something different and go through the process.
Any new owner or new developer would have to start the process from square one. They wouldn't be bound by anything in the development agreement, so any of those, offsets and deductions, a new developer wouldn't have the right to do that, but they also wouldn't be tied to anything in the development agreement. So they would not have any of the need to use certain consultants, they wouldn't have any of the union contractor requirements. It would be a clean slate, essentially.
Reduced impact fees.
None of that would apply, yeah.
Start over from scratch.
So, I mean, it could be.
We can require certain things in the public here, in the, the approval process if we want to have certain companies inspect it, correct?
We can require inspections through the building permit process. If they're just coming in through zoning approvals, we can't require the types of contractors they would use. Yeah. That was a negotiated term as part of the purchase and sale.
Purchase of the price of the property itself, yeah.
So if everything expires for this particular petitioner, what's to stop him from selling it to somebody else and redoing it under a new entity with non-union labor and et cetera, et cetera?
They'd have to apply again and go through the process again, but there would be no prohibition on that.
But he could do that even if the PUD doesn't expire, right? He could still sell this property.
Yes, absolutely. We can't restrict
That's
the
nothing to
ability to
do
sell the
with-
property, yes. But any new owner just wouldn't have the benefit or the obligations of the development agreement.
And as a board and as a plan commission, we don't have to approve it.
Right.
So this property could not be what that was envisioned. I mean, it was contentious. It did not pass the plan commission with 100% vote. So, I mean,
There was changes made.
There's changes, so I mean, they're taking a huge risk if someone wanted to develop something similar. So,
Do we know what these sacrifices were for making Aldi happen on the petitioner side?
Aldi has a very, very specific agreement with the petitioner for what is allowed in the center for leasing uses. So he limited his ability to lease some spaces for types of use. They also negotiated a aggressive price for the land lease. That's,
Does Aldi pay to lease the land to the
Yes.
petitioner? Okay.
So I'd like to take a quick straw poll on this. Who would like to move this on or to a village board for revocation?
so I just want to ask one question. It's in our ordinance to do this, correct? This isn't something the village board is just like jumping at. This is in our ordinance, correct?
The PUD ordinance says that you have to
So
build
it's
within
not
a year.
like we're being like,
It can be extended by the board.
yeah, we've already extended it
We can
once.
continue to extend it. I'm asking if, who particularly would like to see this moved to village board to be revoked?
I do want to follow our village ordinance.
No, he's asking who would want it revoked and who would want it extended. Is that what
Yes,
you're
I'd like to
asking?
know who would like it revoked.
Revoked.
Hmm?
Revoked.
What was the question?
I just was getting a straw poll,
Oh,
just trying to see where everybody was at on it.
yeah, what was the question?
Because if we don't, we send it back to staff to try to work it out with Manny or the developer. But I think we'd be just kicking the can again. I don't know, I know the development agreement is what's holding him up, in his opinion, or
I mean-
in his words.
It was his agreement.
I'm not gonna say which way I'm gonna vote here. We're not voting on anything, but it's gonna go to a vote at the next meeting.
It has
And
to.
if he's got something earth-shattering to bring to us or staff, he should do that, because right now, the PUD is, in my opinion, it doesn't look good.
Right now, it feels like we give.
You have a good point. Is there some way that we can reach out to Manny to find out if he has any intentions or what his intentions are? Because if it's just going to sit there, we've gone through all this.
Well, he's got
We
15.
notified the petitioner and his attorney of this hearing, the requirement of the PUD to revoke the approvals. They're well aware of the situation that they're in.
Okay, you answered my question.
All right, so we'll send,
Aware of what's going on.
We'll send this to the village board. We have 2 weeks before our next board meeting. If anything develops in that period of time, it'll be presented to the board prior to that.
Perfect.
Great. That's all we have under building and zoning tonight, President Gunstein.
Thank you, Chairman Hopkins. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Daney, second by trustee Swansky. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Betterman?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Walensky?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Thank
You
you.
can testify next.